This was a church. Some of the adobes date back, I'm sure, to the Jesuit period when Father Power first moved the Oatam up here in 1756. And once you're head, you don't bump your head as you go in there. This particular church tells the whole history of Arizona because the exterior walls are actually part of the church building. The interior walls that you see and the heavy plaster on them were walls that were put in after it was secularized and sold to actually brother-in-law, one of the first governors of Sonora after the Mexican government took over from Spain. And so it's seen a lot of transition. And there were people actually who lived in it right up into the 1940s. All of these exterior doors and windows, it might have been windows in the nave, but these were put in later. This was made into a ranch by either the church or once it's sold during the Mexican period to Governor Gondra. As they used it as a ranch house, they put in extra windows and things. So the lumber in it is not old like it would have been if it had been an original material. But the main door on the back side of it there has now been plugged off with adobe blocks. I don't know exactly when that took place, but you can see as you go in that room that you're about to enter there that the remnants where the door was. So everything else was not a door, may not have even been a window, it's just something that was put in later. But here was the main doors, people came in, and rather than being divided into 4 rooms like it is now, it was just one long room. And you can see this interior wall, you can see the materials in it is a lot different than the walls here. Here you have bigger gravel, a thicker mortar layer, thicker blocks. In this wall you have a lot more vegetative material and very fine, small gravel. There are 8 people who are buried under the floor out here. There's some that are buried in the cemetery, but we've never found where that is. But most of the people who died living here were either taken to Tumacacori or down to Guavavi for burial. One I like to talk about was after this was abandoned as a mission, and the mission in Tumacacori started using it just as ranch property for the ranchers to live on, and they'd probably hold mass out here once or twice a year. But Josefa Galana is buried beneath the floor right here, and she died one morning, and her husband and the rest of the cowboys didn't discover it until that afternoon and didn't get up to tell Father Gutierrez. This was in 1814, I think, maybe 1812. Didn't get up to tell Father Gutierrez about it until the next day, and by the time he got down here, he recorded in the journal that he buried her right here under the floor because her body was so full of maggots that he didn't want to load her on his pack horse. Well, we don't think about those kind of things nowadays, but back then those kind of things were common. If you couldn't get the body buried immediately in this hot country, you had maggots invaded quickly and you needed to get it buried real fast. So we don't think about those kind of things, but they lived with it every day.